All right, everybody, welcome back to our CGDQ 10th anniversary special, where we are in the middle of the Contra block, which we're going to be doing Super Contra, Super C, real soon. Real quick, before we get into that, just a couple of quick announcements. Frame Fatale, the next Frame Fatale edition, Frost Fatales, is going to be happening February 23rd to 29th. And they are still taking submissions, both for runner submissions and volunteer submissions. So if you are interested in that, go ahead to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatale, which is FRAMEFATALES, for more information on how to submit. And of course, Awesome Games Done Quick is going to be happening next week at this point, January 5th through 12th. 24-hour marathon, week-long, raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. You know the deal. Just don't forget that we exist. We start January 5th at 12 noon Eastern Time. So without further ado, we're going to get started with Super C with UraniumAnchor, and joining him on commentary is going to be Scavenger216. Welcome, fellas.
Hello.
Hey.
So a couple quick things before I start. Playing on the Contra Collection Switch, I'm using a fight stick, so you're going to hear a lot of loud mashing. And I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go whenever you are.
I'm all set.
Okay. All right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And Scavenger's going to be providing most of my commentary.
Yeah, this is a pretty focus-intensive game. It's really hard to speak while focusing on this one. A lot of hectic enemies and a lot of bullets coming at you.
Yeah, but I already messed up.
Area 1 in particular is a pretty random part in the game. He gets spawns the entire time, and they just come up whenever they want. You're going to see him jumping and just shooting down so he doesn't have to break his forward stride while he's running along. He's going to hopefully get the fire pickup.
Yeah, I got it. That was a mistake, but still got it.
So the fire pickup in this is a little bit different from the one in Contra 1. Contra 1, it's kind of just a circular shot pattern that moves horizontally very slowly. This, it's more of just like a spread bomb that on impact, it makes a nice little explosion, does huge damage, clears out enemies really well.
Yeah, you can charge it up too.
Oh, I actually did not know about the charging it up. But yeah, he's gonna ideally hold on to that fire until either stage 3 or stage 4.
Stage 3. I need it for the spider boss.
Yeah. If he loses it, there are some backups he can grab along the way. Now here's another big departure from the first Contra. Contra 1 had kind of pseudo 3D hallway segments. This replaces those with overhead segments. As he kills these tanks, after the second set of them, he's gonna not want to ever stop moving upwards.
Oh my god!
He just needs to keep the screen scrolling. Oh no!
Worst possible place I could have died.
It's alright, UA's a pro, he can recover from this. But...
well, maybe. Yeah, that's actually gonna like screw up the entire, like all of the beginning of stage 3. Thankfully, this strat works regardless of what weapon you have.
Yeah, this boss is...
okay, apparently not. Huh. Maybe I wasn't mashing fast enough. Crap. Well, this is a mess already.
Yeah, it's alright. Gotta get that.
Oh, god damn it. This... wow.
Oh,
okay.
That's unfortunate.
Well...
get that out of the way now, get them early jitters out of the way.
yeah, I did a couple practice runs right beforehand where I did fine, but, well...
such is the nature of this game. Incredibly random, incredibly frantic.
Yeah, well, it all started when when the stupid tank didn't die when I expected it to. So it screwed up my position, and then all the shots were like not at all where I was expecting them to be. So, good news. Now I have the fire.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the fire doesn't seem to do its full damage. We were actually talking about it in UA's stream last night. We're not sure what causes it. It might be something pertaining to sprite limits on impact, not causing all the projectiles to spawn. Could just be weird RNG values. Who knows?
All right. Well, now that we know that this is going to be a 1cc run anymore, I can relax. I mean, that was like actually the worst place I could have died because it was right after the fire. Oh well.
This next stage has a lot of really precise jumping in the first half of the stage. It's also coupled with some enemy spawn RNG, which can lead to some really awkward maneuvering. Ah, that arcade stick.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh, this run is the
Laser,
best!
no!
So mad right now.
Literal worst gun in the game.
It would honestly be better if I died right now and just did this with a regular gun.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Solves that.
Having any gun other than fire is going to make the spider boss a bit more tedious, but it's still pretty predictable. Pretty, easily spammable. After this fight, he's going to want to be pretty far to the right on the screen. If he's too far right, the scrolling won't kick back in until he goes left a little bit, but he wants to be far enough to the right so when the scrolling kicks back in, he can be on the right edge of the screen and bypass these randomly appearing pits that'll be in front of him.
Alright.
Yeah, that spider boss is really annoying without flame. And he should be good on the pits here. As long as you're far enough to the right, you don't even have to deal with the pits, and you're so far right that you won't really have to deal with any enemy spawns either. It's a fairly straightforward boss. As long as you know the laser pattern, you can dodge it if you're not going to kill it in time. He gets a really fast kill, so not even an issue.
Alright, this next part, I might very well game over again because these bubbles are... well...
Yep. Bubbles are extremely random. They just, You can take it slow and safe on them. It's just really slow. If you try to just run through them, there's only a handful of patterns that you aren't just going to die. The glitched run actually only really uses two major glitches, and one of them occurs in this stage. It's just an exploit to make the elevator scroll faster than it normally would.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure like the full rules for triggering it because I've never bothered to try because I know it's pretty precise. But if I remember correctly, you not only need to bring the fire in, but you need to shoot one of the power-ups on the exact right frame to trigger like some kind of sprite overload. And then the scrolling goes way faster than it's supposed to, and then you can use that to, I think it's like saves like 15 seconds.
It's a pretty considerable chunk of time.
Yeah.
The rest of the stage, there's really not a whole lot going on, just dodging some bullets and shooting some things.
Yeah, this would be where we would read donations if this was a donation event.
spread gun definitely makes this a lot easier.
Really? One shot? I was a little slow, but didn't die good enough.
Yeah, still a good fight. That boss is pretty hard casually, but if you know the way the lasers fire off and just the way they work, it's a pretty straightforward boss. Nothing too crazy. The UA kind of gets a little bit of a break after that little bit of nastiness at the start of last stage and dealing with the auto scroller. This is one of the easier stages to not die in the game, but it's also one of the hardest to do optimally. It's a lot of just really dumb, precise jumps. If he loses his weapon, there are backup spread and rapids for him to grab about halfway through the stage.
Yeah, I was right in that, right when those jetpack guys showed up. This part can lag up pretty hard if a bunch of the guys start following me, but it doesn't look like they're doing that this time. Good enough.
Fight.
Alright, see if the mouths are nice.
Yeah. The mouths are 100% random, and there's really nothing you can do about them. Sometimes the game will just decide, hey, you're going to die right now.
They tried. They tried.
Oh, it definitely tried. Good sidestep. If you would have
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you would have got hit by those mouths, there are backup spreads in this stage. Grabbing it is not ideal because it kind of messes up your mashing rhythm, but the boss itself, pretty simple. Stand in a position to where it really can't shoot you on its first phase, and then just stand to the side of it on its second phase and mash, and GG. Boss goes floaty.
It's actually a tiny bit slow, but I think I didn't quite get the rhythm right.
Now, this stage, this is the arm killer. This entire stage is just mashing the entire time. The other stages you get a couple little breaks in your mashing, but not this one. These towers can give you some pretty nasty shot patterns that can result in deaths sometimes.
Yeah, it's if you get the jumps right, then it's pretty safe, but getting the jumps right is harder than it sounds.
These eggs are really random and can give you some absolutely horrible patterns as well.
Huh. I disagree with what just happened there.
Yeah, that was kind of...
Well, I'm gonna take this a little bit slow.
Yeah, unfortunately losing spread in this section makes it a lot slower. Just takes forever to kill the eggs without spread. Ooh, nice dodge there. On to the boss. It's pretty simple with or without spread. It's just got a pretty large HP pool to whittle down.
Ugh. Yeah, if you have spread, you don't have to like take time out to shoot anything else. But that was decent enough.
Yeah, it was a good fight for having the regular gun. This stage,
Fuck. Oh,
these,
excuse me.
these red nasties coming out of the mouths are pretty unforgiving. You definitely want to take time to kill any of them that you can, because they will curve right at you like that right there.
Yep.
The second glitch that would happen in the glitched run also occurs in this stage. There's a spot later in the stage where the ceiling kind of comes down like a crusher, and there's a death abuse you can do to end up spawning like on the top of that elevator and just bypass, or not elevator, crusher, and you just kind of bypass the whole crusher segment. The random spawns doing this section without glitching it can be they can go from one extreme to the other. They can be trivial, or they can just completely make you hate your life and slow you down a lot. If they decide to jump across the pits, then it's really going to be a bad time. Oh.
They are trying. Slight pause. You can make that last jump. Oh no! Ah, speaking of bad spawns.
Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Man, they are... Alright, hopefully he's nice.
Yeah, the strat for this boss is pretty simple. You just kind of stand on his front legs and mash away, dodge anything you need to dodge. He'll die a little bit slower without fire here, but...
Oh no! Oh god! Damn it!
Oh no.
That was... Well, okay.
Unfortunately, he's going to have to redo this stage because game overs are rather punishing in this game. It's a hard game. I mean, there's definitely no shame in taking some bad deaths during a run of this. It's very difficult, very unforgiving. That describes a lot of just Konami NES speedruns in general. Just very brutally punishing, unforgiving games.
I was honestly not expecting that thing to be underneath me, otherwise I would have been ready for it. Huh, that's new.
What?
They're coming out of the floor.
Oh, okay.
That's never happened before.
Why
Alright.
why do video games do weird things whenever me and you are involved with them?
I don't know.
Like, seriously. Anytime me and this guy are
really
like
bad pattern too.
in the same room, our games break and do dumb things.
Okay. This should be a lot better. Assuming I don't do something stupid. Oh cool. Get to show off this. He turns purple.
Oh. It's an interesting little palette glitch there.
Yep. Okay. Well, this run was a hot mess, but I did it without completely running out of continuous time. Oh, cripes. Oh, that's awful.
Hey,
finish the
happens,
game.
man.
I'm really unhappy about that. Oh, well.
It's all good. It happens.
Well, thanks for having me. Sorry that wasn't smoother, but I finished. Good enough.
It was still a very solid exhibition of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
GG,
Well,
man.
I game overed at like the two of the worst spots too. Like, ugh. Both of them were at the end of a stage. Anyway, thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. See y'all later.
Take care. All right, so that was Contra, Super Contra, and we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Contra 3. So stick.